The International Professional Players Association sponsors Pool Talk.
We're here at the European Blackball Championships at the Spa Bridlington. Thank you for joining us. We've got a very busy half-hour show for you. This is one of the first of our monthly shows where we bring you a roundup of all what's good in pool. We've got Kevin Barton and Kevin Bryan, both those respectively chairmen of the IPA, which is the International Professional Pool Players Association, and Kevin Bryan, who's the chairman of the European Blackball Association. We're going to find out what's happening in the world of pool, locally, across the country, and here on Estuary TV. So very pleased to be joined by Kevin Barton from IPA and the world number one, Jack Whelan. Guys, how are you?
Good evening, Matt.
How are you? Okay?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. Great to be here.
Good. And Jack, what's it like to say world number one?
It's I'm not the world number one. I'm just the world champion at the minute. But hopefully one day I will be world number one. That's my goal.
Okay. So tell us about your journey anyway here.
Well, I started really when I was around 12 or 13 playing for England, and I was playing in this tournament behind us now, and I've just carried on playing through, played for the juniors, played for the youths, under 21s, and I just moved into the men's, and that's what kept on me. I just kept on getting better and better, really.
Can I just ask, Jack, who was your inspiration, or did any particular players inspire you in your early days?
Obviously, you always look up to the top sort of players when you're playing. It's tough to name like a few, but the first ever exhibition I went to was a guy called Melon. He was a professional at the time, and he's still a professional now, current snooker professional. He's a very good player, and I always looked up to him because I like the way he plays the game. He's quick, fiery. He's like my sort of style, even though I'm not as quick as him. But that's the sort of game that I look at.
Just going back to the Worlds then, Jack, and obviously you not only did you win the singles, you won the doubles as well. Quite an achievement. What's been the reaction back home?
It's been crazy, really. It's like obviously I couldn't have done it by myself. My family, my friends, all the years of practice, help really from all like my local club, free light, or little things like that you need to progress in the sport. Really, it's just I still can't believe it now, to be honest. It's just a dream that every pool player wants to. Any sport that you play in, you always want to be the world champion whatever you do, and I just got my turn this year.
When did you think it was going to be a reality? When did you think that you could be in that number one position?
I won when I won the quarterfinals on the Saturday night. When I went back to my hotel, I thought I'm going to win this. That's what I genuinely thought I was going to win. Then when I got to the semi-finals,
because I've seen you at the Bluebell Invitational, and there you were on good form. You'd been out with a slight injury, you'd come back, and you looked in good form. Was there a good sort of, was that a good runner for the next competition?
Yeah, what it was, I had a bad knee. That was my first proper event back, and it was only 2 or 3 weeks after that, because I couldn't really practice before the Bluebell tournament. I only played probably half an hour a day for a week before, so I wasn't really expecting much. I just wanted to go see how I got on, really. I wasn't expecting much out of the event. I ended up playing really well. I broke really good. It gave me a lot of confidence going into the World Championships a couple of weeks after that. Okay,
good.
I think you've hit something on the head there with the break, because your break at the Magna Centre for the Worlds was absolutely incredible, wasn't it? I mean, you were putting 2s and 3s, pretty much nearly every time. So that was basically the foundations to some great results.
Yeah, because what it is with pool players, everyone knows really that if you break well or you break bad, it can be the difference between winning and losing. At the standard that we play at, obviously they're all the better players, so if you're potting off the break, you're getting the first chance. If they're not, you're getting their first chance. So that's through the whole week I broke really well, and I broke really well since then, as I won the amateur event at the Wales tournament last week and the IPA tour.
Concentration levels, I'm quite intrigued by this, but the man on the street, can come in, see a game of pool being played and doesn't understand. Actually, it's quite physical and it's quite mental as well, because these games don't just last 5 minutes. Tell us a bit more about the state that you need to be in when you're going to approach these tables and these competitions, on a serious note. Yeah,
it's one of them really, like, a lot of it is mental more than physical, because you need to be sharp mentally and ready to, because obviously you're playing like a game and it could take between half an hour to 2 hours, but then you have 2 hours off and then you've got to play another game, so you've got to try and wind down as quick as you can and then focus as quick as you can again. So it's tough to keep on switching on and off, but that's why the better players always seem to come out on top, where you see like Gareth Potts, Mick Hill, Melon, they're always the same people winning the same tournaments because they're so good at what they do.
Kevin, how do you see people? Because obviously you see a lot of people coming through the ranks. They're slightly, you're getting younger and younger, and you get to 25, and you got to number 1. I mean, you must be one. It's impressive to see, but you must be seeing this more and more often, are you?
I think we're seeing a bit of a revolution and a changing of the guard, particularly on the IPA tour. Some of the new young pros who have joined the ranks in the past couple of years. I mean, it's a breath of fresh air, to be honest.
Yeah.
And the old timers like myself are gradually, disappearing, thankfully, because nobody wants to watch me. They want to watch these young kids who are fearless, and pot them off the lampshades. It's so refreshing to see, and hopefully we can let the viewing public see a lot more of it over the next few years.
Absolutely, that's what we're here for, to try and drive that. Now, Jack, are you looking over your shoulder? Obviously, you've just got this title, but everybody wants your title. I'd want your title if I was any good. Who do you see as any sort of challenges coming up?
Obviously, it's one of them things where you've just got to play and see how it goes. Everyone goes there expecting, well, not expecting to win, but everyone goes there thinking they've got a good chance of winning. But obviously, there's only one winner. So, and obviously, like I say, it was my turn this year, but my doubles partner that I won with, Clint Ianson, he's just won the last tour in Wales. He's a very good player. He lost in the semi-finals to Jason Twist, who I beat in the final. So, like, he lost in the final the year before as well, Clint did, so he's knocking on the door. Yes. It's just one of them things that like, nowadays, the people are just so, like you say, so fearless that they're not bothered who they play. If you don't play well, they're just going to beat you.
And obviously, you've not just got your own stage, you're onto the world stage. You're playing for England now. Tell us a bit more about the England side of it.
Well, I played for England since I was 12 or 13 years old. I'm in the men's team now, which is obviously like the standard up again. So obviously that is the juniors, youths, under 23s. So they're good players, but when the jump from under 23s to the men's is completely different.
Is it not a different league, but is it a different standard?
It is. Yeah, it's a completely different standard. Like you get in the men's A event is basically just professionals really from like the main countries like Scotland, England, Ireland, Wales. You've got like Jordan Shepherd, Craig Marsh are both pros on the IPA tour. You've got Ronan McCarthy play for Ireland. He's on the professional on the tour.
Some of these guys that you're mentioning now, we're going to actually come across over the next few weeks in the pool as we follow it more and more.
Yep.
So we'll get to know these guys and see these guys coming through, which is quite exciting. Now, here today, this competition, what are the starting at? What's the starting age? If you're starting to want to take something serious, what's the starting age to sort of get involved in the pool?
Well, Jack at 25 is obviously past it now.
Absolutely.
So for anyone who's a little bit younger, the IPA events are open to anyone, and we're seeing 13, 14, 15-year-olds who are competing quite successfully against some of the established names. So there's no barriers to entry on certainly in IPA events, and here we're going to see all the youths and juniors doing their stuff over this week.
So Jack, when you're going forward now, what are your future sights? What's your ambitions, and how are you going to keep mentally focused to stay number 1?
It's just like with now since I won the World Championships. Now a lot of people want to beat you more than what they used to, because obviously you're the world champion. You get like a lot of people like watching you more than what they used to as well. Like obviously I've always been a good amateur player, which everyone would probably agree with. And since I won that, a lot of people now are saying like, why don't you turn professional? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? But obviously I can only do what I want to do, and at the minute, like everything's going fine. So
Can I ask you a question? When are you going to turn professional?
probably after this season now.
Okay. Is that what your thoughts are?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, we've seen you in the Bluebell Invitational. Okay, we saw how well you did there, and we're going to start following that on Estuary from 2 o'clock on Saturday. Now, I also understand that you're in Bradford. Tell me a bit more about Bradford.
Well, it's the second leg of the IPA Tour. We're at the Bradford Hotel, and that's the 15th to the 17th of May. As Jack said, the first event was in Wales, and Jack won the amateur title. Almost did the double, but his doubles partner had a bit of a comeback against him and beat him in the semis. He might not want to talk about that one, but a great match nonetheless. But yeah, so it's the second leg of the IPA Tour, so looking forward to that. So
there's plenty of places we can see you and other people like yourselves and get involved. So, one final word. Your people that supported you through the times, you've obviously got a big thanks to say to them.
Yeah, I just want to say thanks. Obviously, my parents, they always supported me from when I was a kid. And I played, obviously I'm still young now, but from when I was really young, and they used to give you money to play when you're not really going to win. You know what I mean? They just help you on. Zamfish, Derby, but once one of my friends, they helped me out quite a lot. And the Corn Exchange Sports Bar in Derby, they've always supported me since I moved back from Scotland last year, and helped me out really through when I was not doing so well, and then now it's starting to pay back. So I just want to say thanks to everyone that's stuck by me really through the bad times, and now we've got the good times.
And just look what's happened for all their support.
Yeah.
Okay, and Kevin, on the IPA Tour, it's just getting stronger and stronger, and you're looking forward to a few more years of going forward, is that correct?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's been a difficult last couple of years, there's no doubt about that, but the tide has definitely turned, and I think the next 12 to 18 months are going to be very, very interesting for anyone concerned with the IPA.
Well, thank you very much, guys. We'll find out more about you over the few weeks. Kevin, Jack,
Cheers,
thank you.
The International Professional Players Association sponsors Pool Talk.
So Dave, what inspired you to take up the game?
Well, I remember just playing in the pub with my dad, and someone won a game, and I remember just everyone clapping and going over to him, buying a few drinks and stuff like that when he won the local singles. And I was always like a big football fan, so I was always in the pub with my dad, just watching the pool. And I just started playing, and then started getting a bit competitive. My dad said, yeah, there's 50p, if you lose, you don't go back on. So I just took it from there really, started playing a lot.
So how did you make your way into the England team then?
Yeah, it was I started playing just local league, and one of the lads that plays local league ended up playing county. And I actually played him in the local singles when I was 11, and I beat him. And he come over to me. He come over to me after I played him, and he said, "How about, do you fancy playing the youth?" So I went up, played the youth, and on the youth, it was playing for Cheshire at the time, and then I ended up playing in the youth. Got good stats in the youth, and I got trials for the men's, and I ended up getting in. Started playing a few C and B team games, and it just went from there. I started playing a game. I mean, my dad just to keep me doing something after school and stuff like that, kept me going.
So at 21, you're one of the youngest pros that we've got. So what made you want to be pro?
I mean, if you're playing all the time like I am, I want to start competing with the best, and playing the best all the time. I don't think there's much point going on the professional tour and trying to avoid the pros. I mean, like I say, it's an old saying, but to be the best, you've got to beat the best. And competing with the pros every event, you've got to be doing something right to win. I got a few good results when I was an amateur, so I thought it was time to step up, and definitely time to start.
What's been your best result then on the tour today?
I've beat Clint Hanson. I think it was about 7-2 last year, and I've had a few really good results, like a few close games at the top of the top pros. Played, I beat Gary Fibbett, the number 1 on the tour last year. I mean, that was a bit of a scrappy game, but they all count.
They do, yeah. Those points add up, don't they?
They do. Every point counts on the tour.
So have you set yourself any targets for the season?
I have, yeah. I think I'm number 24 on the tour now. And my ambition is really to get in the top 16. I mean, if we can do that, and then the draws start opening up a little bit maybe, and you start avoiding the top 8 pros and stuff like that. So it's just our ambition to get better.
Is your ambition to get above me in the rankings then?
Sure is. To be in front of everyone, that's got to be it, isn't it?
What do you think of the formats at the Worlds? Do you like the sets?
I love the sets. It gives you a chance. You could lose the set 5-0, and you can sort of regroup yourself, go to the toilet, come back, win the next set 5-0. I really do. It gives you a chance.
So ambitions for this weekend here at the Europeans?
Well, we've got off to a poor start, the England team. We've lost our first 2 games to a really good, strong Scotland and Wales team. There's 2 pros that play in the Scotland team as well. We lost them 2 games. Hopefully we regroup tomorrow, beat Ireland and Gibraltar, get back into it. We won it last year, so I'm hoping to win it again. And I've just been beaten in the semi-finals of the doubles by 2 of the England team, good friends as well. But and they're really good players. But hopefully go far in the singles. I've been to 1 final and a semi-final of the Europeans. Never took it home, so hopefully I can do it this week.
Well, you never know, one step further this year, possibly.
Mate, hopefully.
So just on a final note, then, any young kids who are wanting to get involved with pool at top level, what from your experience, and what would your advice be?
I'd say practice a lot. I mean, some pool halls now do lessons for kids. I mean, there's a place around ours, youth county as well. You get free pool and if you play youth county around ours. Get into the setup nice and early, because I wish I got in there when I was about 7 or 8 instead of 11, 12. I mean, that 4 difference would have made a big difference. There's a guy here who's 9 and he's a really good player. He's been playing since about 6 in local queue. And he's in the semi-finals of doubles now. I mean, so he's going to be one player when he grows up. And there's a few of the under-18s lads that are here that are top players that play on the tour as well. So
Good stuff.
Get in early, practice a lot, and keep your head.
Right, well, thanks for the frame, thanks for the lesson there, Dave.
No problem.
All the best for the weekend.
Cheers. Thanks
a lot, Dave.
Top, mate. Cheers.
We're here at the European Blackball Championships at Bridlington Spa. Got a couple of experts with us, Kevin and Kevin. Going to introduce you those later. We're going to find out about some pool that's going on this weekend and how you can get involved. Kevin and Kevin, how are you? Please introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Kevin Barton. I'm the chairman of the IPA. We're the professional body for blackball.
I'm Kevin Byrne. I'm the chairman of the European Blackball Association.
Makes it quite easy for me being Kevin and Kevin. Now, that's where the similarities stop, because obviously the man on the street wants to know there's 2 associations here working together and for the good of the game. Can you explain to me a little bit more about your side of the pool and the tournaments?
Okay, well, as a professional arm, we're what every player should aspire to be. If you want to play against the best, then the IPA is where you do that.
Yes.
Our events are open to anyone.
Right.
So, the man on the street who thinks he can pot a few balls, if he wants to test himself against the best, then he's more than welcome to come along, bring his cue and have a dabble.
So he can do that by coming to a tournament?
He can, yeah. All the details you can find on the website, ipapool.com.
Okay.
So plenty of information on there and videos. So, that's the place to be at.
And Kevin, I understand 2006 was a change of some rules or some regulations. Explain it to me.
Okay, mate. Originally we were part of 8-ball pool, which was a different format. In 2006 it changed to try and make it more attractive. It became a fast game. Like snooker was doing it at the time, people wanted to bring it up. We look after the European nations. At the moment we have 12 nations in Europe, including Cyprus, Gibraltar, England, Scotland, the home nations. And we look after the individual nations. We're in charge of Europe. We answer the Blackball International, who are the pro end of ours.
Because I think it's quite important is whatever happens, we need to encourage this sport, whether it's through playing, through TV, through being able to just roll up with the mates and have a game. We've got to encourage this, haven't we? How do you see us doing that? Because obviously there's an explosion going on at the minute with the your association, with your Blackball, which is great. How have you enhanced this? How have you brought it together?
I think first of all the work that the likes of Kev do in putting these events on is absolutely fantastic, and as he said, it's bringing the youth through the ranks, and we're seeing the benefit of that on the IPA events. With some of the young kids that are coming through, and causing a lot of damage and going deep in tournaments.
Yes.
That's great to see and great for the future of the sport. What we need to try and do is to get the external investment. To get those prize monies up and make it even more attractive than what it is now, and that's what we plan to do.
Now, to get involved, we obviously mentioned the website, we'll mention that again in a moment, but there's no reason why people at home, whatever age, can't get involved in this sport, is that correct?
No problem at all. I mean, you go to your local pub and most of them have teams, and that's the first stepping stone forward.
I think as well what's changed particularly for the IPAs is the rules, because we're all playing blackball rules now. And we've all sort of evolved through playing really tactical rules.
Yes.
and then they changed to world rules, which good rules. But now we've moved to blackball, which for me personally, I see as sort of the next step in part of evolution of the rules.
Explain this to me. Now, I'm a man on the street. I play pool. I go into a local pool ball facility and I have a game of pool. Name me some of the differences between these two sets of rules. You've mentioned world. We've mentioned your blackball. Give me some differences.
Well, do you want me to take that one, Kevin? Well, there is one main difference. I mean, they're both attacking rule sets to a certain degree, but I think the culture and mindset with blackball is a lot more aggressive, and hence I think we're seeing the influx of the younger generation coming through,
yes.
And that's the reason why. The main difference is that in blackball there's not much safety play, and that's taken out to a large extent by what we call the skill shot.
Right.
Which is basically potting your ball and your opponent's ball at the same time.
Yes.
So that's not a foul, so you can continue. So, the days of covering bags are basically finished.
Okay.
The world rules, there's a bit more of a tactical side to it, and what they have is the deliberate foul. And one of the reasons why we struggle to market those rules is because it's viewed as cheating.
Okay, so there's a mindset involved, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So whilst world rules are good rules, and I've played them for many years, I think blackball are the next step and are our best opportunity to sell this sport to a new audience.
2 arms of pool here. Where are we going to take? Where's the next 10 years going to bring us? Where are we going to be?
I'd say, Matt, we can portray this sport as a 2020 of snooker.
Yes.
Fast, furious, exciting. Attacking, aggressive play. It can be really perfect for TV.
Yeah, definitely. It's no longer a pub game.
You've seen it there. The debates for yourself. There's 2020, world rules, and blackball. Thank you very much, Kevin and Kevin.
Thank you
Cheers,
very
Matt.
much.
What's On in the Region is sponsored by the Bridlington Snooker Centre.
Let's take a look now at what's on in the pool for the Estuary TV region and around the country. The European Blackball Championships are at the Bridlington Spa until the 16th of April. The adults start on the 11th, with the juniors and under-21s on before that. Entry is free and anyone can go along and watch world-class pool. During the European events, the Bridlington Snooker Centre is holding flyers most days, with buy-ins of between £5 and £10 and start at 8 p.m. On Saturday night, it's a £25 buy-in, again starting at 8 p.m. From May the 5th, the Bridlington Snooker Club start their 5th annual individual pool competition. Over £14,000 in prize money has already been won, so pop down to the centre and find out how to enter. The Bridlington Snooker Club is also the home of County Pool. The season is about to start, so find the centre on Facebook to keep up with the country events. Our very own pool competition starts this Saturday at 2 p.m. on Estuary TV. Some of the country's best stars, including IPA World Champion Jack Whelan, play in an 8-man knockout at the Burton Agnes Bluebell Hotel. Finally, the International Pool Players Association, the IPA, is playing in Bradford over the weekend of the 16th and 17th of May. Again, entry is free to watch world-class pool. Full details of this and all the other events mentioned are available on our website at poollive.uk. That's it for this time on Pool Talk. We'll be back with you next month for more from the world of blackball pool.
What's On in the Region is sponsored by the Bridlington Snooker Centre. The International Professional Players Association sponsors Pool Talk.